spitting stats like a sniper. Joe in the zone, call him the play-by-play typer. Bella in the back, the mighty producer in charge. Breaking balls so hard, got the ratings enlarged. Sports talk sharper than a switchblade edge. Opinions flying high like a rim hanging ledge. Cracking jokes, taking shots, no holds barred. Every take hotter than a jalapeno chard. Breaking balls, breaking calls, breaking walls. Scott, Joe, Bella, ain't afraid to brawl. Mike's on fire, voices loud in the halls. Sports talk kings, yeah, we breaking it all. Scott drops wisdom, got the court in his veins. Joe reads a game like X's and O's in his brain. Bella pulls the strings, making moves like a queen. The squad's chemistry smoother than Vaseline. From home runs to slam dunks, they got it on lock. Breaking down plays faster than a TikTok clock. Opinion so raw, you could grill them on the flame. Breaking balls crew, they ain't playing no games. Talk that talk, walk that walk. Scott with the heat, Joe with the chalk. Bella in the booth, running the flock. Breaking balls, man, we can't be stopped. Breaking balls. Breaking balls. Breaking balls. Breaking balls. Like that, and be breaking. So play. English way.
And ladies and gentlemen, sports fanatics, fans of the podcast, fans of Cosmos DeFi, welcome to the inaugural episode, the very first episode of Breaking Balls. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this about me. Huge sports fan. And it turns out that Mr. East Coast over here with that accent that just makes you want to punch him right in the face is also a huge sports fan. So we thought we would just, let's do it. All right, that's it. There's nothing more to that. We both like to talk. We both love sports. It seemed like a natural fit. Joe, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing great. Pretty psyched. We were talking about this for a while, and I think the three of us are going to, we're going to do well. We're going to do very well, especially with the arguing part.
Oh, I know. We're good at arguing. What about you, Belle? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Although coordinating this chaos is gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I appreciate the thought behind it. And Joe said, "Hey, we're gonna put Bella up there. She'll keep us apart." I was like, "There's no way that's gonna happen, man." Special frame, guys. We made this one just for this show. We did this a long time ago before we actually had a studio and multicam setup. That we had to do something like this. We don't have to do that anymore. We could literally do the entire show right from here. So look, man, this episode is going to be brought to you by Sigia Cloud and hosted by the podcast. And thank you. But after this, we're going to be transitioning over to a brand new YouTube channel. It will be called Breaking Balls, if that's available. And if it's not available, Joe and Belle, I'm going to be very disappointed, because it's like, what are the odds, man?
We'll cancel the whole thing then.
That's it. We'll walk away. We'll throw the flag, tech, and we'll just go ahead and walk away, and we'll do it as a space.
No. You're gonna rename it Breaking Brass Balls
Or Breaking Bells. Huh? Hey, Joe, you see that? Breaking Bella's balls. That's fun, too. There's a lot of different ways we can go with this one, man. All right. So with absolutely no further ado, because we got a lot to get to tonight, I obviously have very strong opinions, but I don't know our order. So the chaos coordinator herself is running this entire show. She's calling the subjects, and me and Joe are going to go ahead and weigh in on them. So I hope you guys enjoy. Belle, let's just go ahead and get to it. If you're ready, ma'am, I'm going to drink.
All right. So Shiloh Sanders released after ejection. Shadeur Sanders fails to impress in preseason. Do these guys even belong in the NFL?
You can go ahead and start, Joe. I got opinions on this.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of years I got into college football, and these are Deion Sanders' sons, not Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders. And listen, they grabbed headlines every single week in college, even though they went to a mediocre school, which was Colorado. Deion Sanders was the head coach. He drew a lot of attention and revenue into the school because of this. But you could make the case that they're prima donnas and they're not the mentality, the toughness for the NFL. But talent-wise, Shadeur Sanders was very good in college. Played on a mediocre team, but when he was on, he was on. His brother, not exactly the physical specimen, but talented as well. They both get picked up. Shadeur late in the draft, and I think his brother got signed as a free agent after the draft. Brother gets cut by Tampa Bay. Shadeur Sanders, who was supposed to be a first-round pick, doesn't get picked till the 5th round by the Browns. They took another quarterback earlier, took Sanders late. Sanders didn't get enough reps. He's slotted as the 4th quarterback on the team, which a lot of teams don't even carry 4 quarterbacks. So that's the TLDR on the Sanders boys. Did you see Shiloh Sanders, not the quarterback, the defensive back, throw that punch in the preseason game the other day?
Absolutely, I did. Now, for one, I'm going to give him mad props because I'm pretty sure that the helmet that he was throwing that punch at was being worn by like a 260-pound tight end.
If I manhandled.
I was like, you good on you. I mean, hey, that takes a lot of stones, man, because I don't think he goes 190, 195, does he? Even if that. So
he's not a big dude.
No. So like I said, I'll give you mad props for trying to stand your ground, but 2 things that you did wrong. One, it was at a big fucking tight end, man. All right, this guy will ball you up, stick you in his mouth, he'll chew you up, blow a bubble with you, and then that's it. That's just the way your story's going to end. But the second problem is that it was a goddamn preseason game. Now I understand you want to fight for the position, and I respect that. But all it really showed everybody is that you're not ready to play in the NFL, because if you could do this shit in a meaningless game, preseason games are absolutely meaningless. It's for the second stringers, third stringers to try to cement their spot. But you could do something like that on 3rd and 17, and you just gave them 15 yards and first down. And people are going to remember it. They're going to remember it. All it did is prove that you're not ready to play in this league. And it's pretty clear everybody knows it. Is he going to disappear forever? Probably not. He'll get picked up by a scout team or something like that, sure. But is he NFL primetime ready? Not even fucking close, man. The only reason he's on that list, the only reason he showed up is because of who his father is. All they care about is asses and seats.
I think so too.
Yep, and there you go.
Pedigree. Yeah, that's it. No, I agree. Let's just go to commercial. I agree. We don't have to argue over that.
Well, we haven't gotten to Shadeur yet.
Man. So I'm a advocate for Shadeur Sanders. I watch a lot of. I probably watch like 10 of his games, but in the NFL, it's such a jump from mediocre college program to NFL, and I saw so much social media out there saying the coach didn't give him a fair shake. There's some racial things going on. He was unfairly treated. But at the end of the day, NFL teams just want to win. They're not going to hold a grudge against a guy they went out of their way to draft. I just think he's not good enough, at least not in year 1.
No.
So that's where I'm at with Shadeur.
And it's not even close, man. He's not even close. Look, here's the difference. One, you're already playing. You're playing in Colorado. All right. It's not like you were doing this in the SEC. You know what? You go over you win 8, 10, 11 games in the SEC, you got a shot, but you're not. All right. You're over with goddamn Colorado Boulder. All right. You're already in a weak ass league. And the shit that you got away with over in college, the whole 15-yard scrambling backwards, keeping the play alive. That's fine in college. You can do that. But now you're going up against 260-pound linebackers that also run a 4.3. All right, you're ain't gonna outrun them. These guys get their hands on you. You're not gonna slip it, and you just showed it over and over and over. And I understand the calls for racism, because there's not a lot of African Americans that play in the NFL, so I could certainly understand that. But here's the reality of it: if you could win games, you'd be QB1. That's it. I know we like to have this discussion and try to make something bigger than it actually is. But the only thing that team cares about is, will you win games? That's it. If you can win games, they don't care about your conduct. They really don't care about too much of that.
They don't. I mean, think about like the Pac-Man Joneses of the world, where if you're a star player and you could score points or you could stop the other team from scoring points and you could help your team win games, you will get special treatment. The NFL will find a way to get you onto the field. And that's just the fact. Shadeur Sanders, not even the number one quarterback picked on his own team, is not going to get the majority of the preseason snaps. To your point, preseason is meaningless. You just don't want guys to get hurt. There's a small window for players like Shadeur Sanders to impress. He made a lot of bad decisions in that last start where he was like running out of bounds, taking losses when he should have thrown the ball away. Scrambling is just not like, you're not Josh Allen, right? You're not Lamar Jackson. You can't do what you did in college. So I would like to see him do well, because listen, when this guy can drop back and just unload throws down the field, it's a beautiful thing to watch. I hope the talent translates to this level, because there's just something about like son of a former athlete being great. I don't know what it is, but I always like that, whether it's Griffey Jr. or someone like that. I'll root for him. I understand why people don't like him. I don't understand how there are people out there with huge platforms saying there's some unfairness happening. It's the NFL. If he was good, he'd be playing.
No, I mean, dude, I could bring that all the way back to somebody like Tim Tebow. All right, you know the difference between you know the difference between Tim Tebow and 60% of the quarterbacks that are starting this year in the NFL. Tim Tebow actually won a playoff game. He actually won one. And what is it about? It is about getting to the show, and it's about winning games when you get there. All right, that's what he did. So you can claim all the racism and all that other shit that you want, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And Shadeur Sanders is going to be one of those guys that just doesn't work out. We will tolerate anything. Teams will suffer anything. I give you Cam Newton. That man was insufferable. Absolutely.
Still is.
And so, to this day, he is 100% insufferable, but he got him to the Super Bowl. And then he ran into the Broncos, and you saw remember what Von Miller did to that poor guy? He's still running. Every night he goes to sleep, he's running from Von Miller because that guy was so far up his ass. He looked like he could have been a popsicle because he had Von Miller so far up his ass. Yeah, it was brutal.
You guys are kind of ignoring an elephant in the room as of today, though.
Yeah.
You're forgetting about Rashee Rice.
Oh yeah, he's going away. He's going bye-bye. Joe, did you catch up on that one? I'm pretty sure I sent you that link.
So I didn't read it. I saw a headline. Wasn't he the one whose mom got in trouble doing something last year too? Wasn't she like stealing Amazon packages from her neighbor or something?
No, it was something like that. Bell got the story. Go ahead, Bell. Take it away. I forgot.
So.
I forgot to turn on the monitor lights. Go ahead, Bell.
All right. So Rashee Rice is actually he was sentenced in just July to 5 years of deferred probation and 30 days in jail for essentially going at a high speed in Texas. He got into an accident and he actually caused injury to another person. He caused damage to multiple vehicles, and it's just not good. But he's gonna miss the first 6 games for the Chiefs this year.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah. Oh, but that ain't even the all of them. But I just saw. Remember Jay Cutler? Remember the Cutlet? You remember Cutler? He's going to jail. DUI. He got one for a DUI, and he offered the guy that he smashed into, he offered him $2,000 just to keep it quiet, and the guy told him to go fuck himself, called the cops, and now Cutler's going to jail for like 3 or 4 days or some shit like that. Honestly, if I was the guy, I don't blame you. All right, look, dude, you're a millionaire. You did really well in football. 20 grand. And I pretend that this didn't happen, but $2,000, no, man, what the fuck? You know what? You're a bad quarterback, and you're a very, very bad negotiator too, because apparently you don't know how much money you have, but everybody else in the world does. All right, what else we got to add to this one, Joe?
Well, you mentioned already 5 minutes into the first episode, the Broncos. You're a Broncos fan. People that watch this, maybe they're not going to be familiar with our team affiliation, so. Why don't we start there? Who are your teams?
Oh, okay. Well, that's easy, man. You know what? I'll even take the big screen when I do it. My football team and my NFL, my college team is the Arkansas Razorbacks. I'm going to look into my crystal ball here for a minute. I should just pull up the crystal ball. I got one right over here. My crystal ball says that we're going to be going about 5-7 this year. We suck. A horrible team for the SEC. We shouldn't even be in the SEC.
Tough division.
Yeah, and we're going to be going about 5-7. Our lineup is stacked. I mean, there's just no way, man. We're going maybe 5-7. I think we'd be lucky. We're not going to have a bowl game. My NFL team is the Denver Broncos. It's always been the Denver Broncos. All right, for as long as I can remember that football existed. I've been a big fan of the Denver Broncos. We're going to have a good year. We are going to have a good year. We're going to get a split. We'll be playing the Chiefs twice. We're going to split it this year in regular season. We're going to win one, lose one.
Respectable.
We're going to win at home. We're going to lose at Kansas City. And we will be making the playoffs because, let's be real, the AFC is kind of a weaker division right now. And now that the Chiefs are kind of fading out, Kelsey ain't going to be worth a shit this year. I know everyone's, Kelsey. He's getting married to, what's her name? The pop girl.
Taylor Swift,
yeah.
The pop girl.
But I don't listen to her shit. You can play me every song. I'm like, I don't know who the hell that is. All right. I play the music I like, and it's none of those things. But yeah, without Kelsey, they're basically backstopping every bad decision that Mahomes makes because his head ain't going to be in it this time. Yes, we're going to get a split against the Chiefs. And my baseball team, that has always been my baseball team, happens to be the Seattle Mariners, where the great Cal Riley is playing. Bell or Joe, have you heard of him? Have you heard of Cal? Do you know who that is?
You're going to have to tell me later on exactly who he is.
I'm sure you don't know who that is. Yeah, I've been a Mariners fan since it was the Griffey show in the outfield. All right, I'm just saying, dude. I've been a Mariners fan when you were looking at Joey Cora leading to Ken Griffey Jr. to Sir Edgar Martinez coming up. Then you got Jay Buehler backing him up and all that. I mean, it was madness, man. It was such a stacked team. Never won, never took home the ring, but it was such a stacked team. I've been a fan of the Mariners forever and ever and ever. That's my baseball team. And sadly, because I live in Des Moines, Iowa, the only professional team I can follow here is the AAA Cubs. So, sure, we'll throw a nod to the Cubs. Your turn, Joe.
All right. Well, I'm baseball first. I'm a huge Met fan since I was a little kid. I remember keeping score of baseball games when I was like 5 years old. Love what the Mets are doing right now, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Football, I jump on a bandwagon every year. College football, I just watch as many games as I can. Last year, I watched a lot of Colorado games, a lot of SEC games. This year, I'll probably do a lot of SEC and then, Oregon, the Ohio States and stuff, just flipping through. I just love college football on Saturdays. NFL, I'm going to jump on the Falcons bandwagon this year, but I do like the Broncos. I like Bo Nix. I think he's overachieving a little bit, but maybe he could walk the walk again this year. I thought when the Falcons drafted Penix 2 years ago in the draft, I thought they got an absolute steal. I thought he was the best quarterback in the draft. So him, Bijan Robinson, they actually have a great veteran QB to mentor young Penix. I think I'm going to be a Falcons fan this year.
You got two teams within spitting distance of where you live. You have two New York teams.
My default is the Jets.
Close.
I don't want to say that live on the internet, but my default is the Jets. I don't even want to. I might not watch a game. I don't know, man. It's brutal.
But you were a huge Giants fan when you had little Eli back there, weren't you? You were a huge Giants fan.
I never liked that team. I never liked I don't know why. I just never liked. I think it's because the Giant fans are also the Yankee fans in New York, right? So it's basically the way New York is it's Giants, Yankees, Rangers. That's one set of fans, and then you have Mets, Jets, Islanders, and that's just how it's always been.
You guys suck out there, man.
I never liked the Giants. I couldn't even warm up to like Strahan, Eli. I just couldn't do it. I'm so happy Barkley is on the Eagles now.
Well,
I love Barkley.
Let me take you back. I'm going to bust in here unless Bell stops me. Let me take you back to a Super Bowl not too long ago, and it was featuring go fuck yourself. It was featuring a New York team called the New York Giants. I'm not sure if you've heard of them, and they were playing against the GOAT. They were playing against the Pats, and I remember Eli closing seconds, hitting that fade to the end zone, going ahead and swiping them out. So are you telling me at that time that you were not a Giants fan? You don't have to fill this studio with your lies. You can go ahead and admit it. You can say, yes, I was a huge fan. You were watching the game. You were wearing a Giants jersey. You had the hat. You were doing all of those things, dude. Why must you?
I would never. It's a nightmare matchup for me because I can't root for a New England team. And I just don't like the Giants.
And you couldn't tune in for the Giants. So are you saying, I want you to go live and on record here. So you only watched it for the commercials. Is that what you're saying? Are you going to be live here? Bell, write this down. All right. I want to make sure that I want to make sure we're crystal clear on this. So you only watched it for the commercials, right? See who won.
I only watched it for the Doritos commercial.
For the, not the Bud Bowl. The Bud Bowl was still going on back then.
I love the Bud Bowl.
Remember that shit? I think you're, I
used to bet on that with my brother.
I think you're full of shit. I think you have a whole shrine back there to the New York Giants and the New York Jets. You got the green and blue going on back there.
My favorite Super Bowl did involve the Giants, though. My favorite Super Bowl that I ever watched was when the Baltimore Ravens, with that record-setting defensive team, when Ray Lewis came out of the tunnel for that Super Bowl, I was like, this is going to be a world-class ass beating, and I'm not going to blink during this game.
See, and
the Giants couldn't do anything.
No, and I thought you were a football fan, because if you said anything but Super Bowl 26, Packers and Broncos, if you said anything but that, I know that you don't really take football seriously. But that's good, Joe. That means I know what we're working with here. I know what we're working with.
All right, next.
You're not even familiar with the fucking thing. Let me go on. Bell, throw the.
Was that the one where decrepit John Elway dove into the end zone?
Did that 360, dude. He got bashed around. I was watching it. It was a morning game. It was early. It was an afternoon game. So I was back in Colorado and I was watching that. I was like, oh my God, they just killed Elway.
I used to use him. I used to use the Broncos. When I played Tecmo Bowl, I did use the Broncos quite a bit.
There's that. All right, Bell, get us back on point or send us to commercial. I don't care.
Yeah, okay. So since the question was originally directed to both of us, I'm a Titans fan in the NFL.
Oh.
Have been
for you.
Have been since the team came to Tennessee. So
didn't they used to have a really good running back? I forget his name. He's still playing. What was his name, Joey?
Derrick Henry.
Derrick. I thought.
Can't remember.
Yeah, I forget his name.
He's all right.
He's got. They hand out the nickname.
Okay, he's all right. He's all right. Are you kidding me?
Well,
I mean, did you not
I love him on
see
Baltimore.
Yeah, you did good for Baltimore. Yeah, I mean, the king. Anybody could have that. Elvis had that nickname. Derrick Henry had that nickname. Yeah, they used to be. That was great. I remember that 98-yard run. I was watching it live. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But the problem is that he was on the Titans. That was the only problem with his entire career, is that he was on the Titans. Bell, look, I wish you nothing but luck this year. I'm going to gaze into my crystal ball here and say 5-12. Joe, you need to make a call, man, because we're going to reference this back unless Bell wants to.
I'm going to say the Titans are going to do well to see one playoff game this year, and then they're going to choke because that's what they always do. It doesn't matter. I'm still a fan anyway.
I'm calling 5-12, Joe, but you got to go on record here, man.
They drafted a quarterback last year, and then they drafted another one. I can't be. I can't give a team 5 wins if they're going to just keep drafting quarterbacks every year. 5-12 sounds. If I'm a Titans fan, depending on who those 5 wins are against, I would sign up for that right now.
Yeah, but it's going to be like.
I will take it.
It's gonna be like I can call out the I don't want to. I don't want to. Bell is my producer. I have to work with her. I don't want to bash her teams too much. I'll bash yours all day. All right.
They play the Broncos in week 1, it says here. So I mean, they'll beat the Colts probably. They're not going to beat. I think the Raiders are going to be better than people think. If I had to pick 2 teams that I'm on the bandwagon of this year, but it's definitely the Falcons, and I I think the Raiders are going to be watchable.
Dude,
So.
the Raiders have to play the Broncos twice. They have to play the Chiefs twice.
They got Geno Smith.
They have to play the Chargers twice. All right, is that it? Is that
Geno Smith?
Is that where you're going? You're saying Geno Smith? The great Geno Smith is going to carry it?
I like him, man.
Oh, you're out of your goddamn.
Solid second-tier quarterback.
I will point out in the preseason, the Titans actually narrowly beat the Falcons and they beat the Vikings. They did, they did choke down a loss to the Buccaneers, but what can you
I'm not sure
here?
what to add to that. I you know what? I'm gonna have to. This is gonna be a problem because Belle is wrong about an awful lot of stuff too. But I have to work with her on multiple shows, so I'm gonna have to be nice. This is gonna be a problem going forward. I just spotted the flaw in this show right there, right at that moment, because I can't go at her. Joe, you're more than welcome to if you want, but Joe doesn't really. Joe doesn't have that killer
I like
instinct,
the Titans. I like the Houston Oilers. When I was a kid, I liked Warren Moon and Hayward Jeffrey. I like that team. Titans come in with like the fancy uniforms. They end up with Steve McNair. I would never root against the Titans, but I just don't see. You can't just keep drafting quarterbacks and expect to win.
Hey! The Browns do it. The
Bengals were doing it for years too.
Bengals were doing it for years and years before they got their boy. Browns have been doing it forever. There's no amount.
The Browns, I thought, did all right in the draft, but you can't take two quarterbacks. That's such a gamble. One of them barely made the roster. I mean, be fair, it's off topic, but the Giants had the best draft, in my opinion.
Giants had a good draft. Denver had a good draft. Denver had a real good draft because the problem with my team last year, we're getting to baseball. All right. We said that's on the thumbnail. We're going to cover this. But the problem that Bo Nix had last year, Joe, name me a single receiver on the Denver Broncos. Name me one.
Well, they drafted one, but they went for defense. It looked, I just pulled it up to refresh my memory. They drafted a receiver. Did they sign anyone that I missed?
No, but it's not over yet. So I'm still hopeful. The problem that Denver had is that they have nobody to throw to. That's kind of a problem. They have no receivers. So you could have the best quarterback in the world back there, and maybe somebody like Tom Brady could make it work because his favorite receiver is the guy who's fucking open. But Bo Nix doesn't have that level of talent, so you're going to need some help on that side. On that side of the line of scrimmage, and I'm not sure he's going to get it this year. But they did have a good draft. They still have a stellar defense. Denver's defense is absolutely stellar.
They look loaded,
and
and they got guys waiting in the wings too.
They're even more next man up kind of thing. That's where they're going to be at on that one. So anyway, all right, Belle, produce the show. Do we go to break or do we move on? What do we do?
We are, this would be the time in the show where normally I'd be taking comments from the audience. We don't have any though.
It's new.
It's new, and we don't really.
Brand new.
I'm not sure how our audience, because I'm sure it's our core folks, our family, and I'm not sure what kind of sports fans they are. When you guys figure out what kind of sports fans you are, I guarantee you, I'm also a fan, and we will talk it up. I don't care what it is, man. We're talking basket weaving. If it was an international sport, we'd be talking about basket weaving. And not only would I talk about it in depth, but I'd pick favorites. I'd pick favorites. I'd be all over that.
We've got something kind of like that at the end of the show, actually. So you're going to be happy.
All right, Belle, do I need to take a break here? Because if we're moving on to MVP, I got a very special song I want to play before we get into this discussion.
We are about to move to MVP, and we're going to be talking about the MLB playoffs. So,
all right,
yeah.
Talk for a second. I'll cue up the song. I'm going to do it from here. So go ahead and talk, Belle. Do the producer thing.
All right, guys. For those couple of you that are watching tonight, hopefully you're having fun. Don't be shy and chime in. You guys are killing me tonight. I mean, you're absolutely killing me.
I got it. Yeah. But I think the three of us are basically having a conversation right now. Of course, we're not here to talk to each other. That's part of it. We're here to talk with you guys, with the audience. You got any questions, comments, concerns? Your opinions. I want to know your opinions. All right, look, man, we're not talking crypto. We're not talking political philosophy. We're talking sports. And you have to have an opinion on something. Put it in there. Let me go at you, tell you how you're wrong. You could blow back at me. It's fun, man. This is kind of what we're doing here. So anyway, guys, if you could, we're going to be right back. Getting into the AL race, AL MVP race. Going to have a real good time with this one. I got a special song I have it queued up just for this discussion. I don't think Joe's heard it yet. I know Bell has, and if anybody wants any of these tracks, you're testing Siggy a Cloud for us, just let me know. I will sing them right over to you. No problem. But we're going to be right back on Breaking Balls here on the KPOD network, guys. Please stand by.
Big dump. Big dump. Big dumper, swinging stadium, thunder roars. Crack of the bat sent the ball to the upper floors. Raleigh's bat talking, no need for the chatter. Pitchers look shook like glass about to shatter. Masked up, crouched down, calling the game. Plates get stolen, but he's claiming his name. AL MVP, yeah, that's the crown. Seattle on his back, he ain't letting it down. Big dump, big dumper, heavy in the zone. Crack the leather, send it far, make the dominance thrown. Big dumper, all rise, take a look. AMVP, got the league on the hook. From the dugout to the plate, swagger like a king. Ops praying for a miss, but he's making it sting. Pop fly, nah, homie, that's a moonshot. Catcher with the clout, yeah, he got the whole room hot. Running the count like he running the block. 3-2 pitch, walk it off, watch the clock. Seattle's night, call him sir, catch a lot. AL MVP, that's the spot that he got. Hustle so cold, glaciers in his veins. Big dumper moving, breaking all the chains. Hard hat grind, this ain't luck, this is skill. Every swing's a payday, every play's a thrill. Big dumper. Big dumper. I walk ghouls, die waterfalls. Says elite, me and my fuckers. If only cases should have been on. From the dugout to the plate, swagger like a king. Ops praying for a miss, but he's making it sting. Pop fly, nah, homie, that's a moonshot. Catcher with the clout, yeah, he got the whole room hot. Running the count like he running the block. 3-2 pitch, walk it off, watch the clock. Seattle's night, call him sir, catch a lot. AL MVP, that's the spot that he got.
Not nice like that. President, baby. It's so play. English way. Hey, they're done.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fanatics, podcasters, welcome back to the inaugural episode of Breaking Balls. I understand this isn't for everybody, but if there's one thing that I have, that Joe has, that Bell has, it's heart. And we will go out and get people. We love to do it. We're hoping that you enjoying it. And I'm turning it right back over to Bell. She's going to be talking about what we're talking about next. Bell, referee, take it away.
All right, so next up, judge for MVP or Raleigh of Seattle?
Are we both waiting here, bro? What do you want to do here, man? Do you want to start it off, Joe? Or you want me to start it off?
Let me preface this argument.
Okay, you go ahead and preface it.
And I think I've already won the argument out of the gate for two reasons. Number one, MVP in baseball is not best player. It's supposed to be the most valuable player, right? And it doesn't include the postseason, which you can make the argument that it should. So that's number one. Number two, I'm a New York fan, but I hate the Yankees. If all my favorite Met players got traded to the Yankees, they would be dead to me. Okay.
You're so full of shit, but go ahead, man.
And I'm so biased against the Yankees, but I still think Aaron Judge is the MVP. That can change in September. I don't know how. I feel like Raleigh's doing everything he could possibly do. I think Judge is the MVP. That's just how it is. the only reason why he's not going to win the Triple Crown is because Cal has all these home runs, right? Catchers usually break down at the end of the year. This guy is on a pace that can't be sustained. Judge has done it before. Judge is the best player and the most valuable player in the American League.
Well, how long did Judge spend on the IL this year? How many days did he sit on the bench? Because Cal didn't.
I mean, he's got 50 less at bats than Cal, right? So he's got more RBIs. Sorry, he's got. Wait. I'm flipping back.
Oh my God!
Here.
You're looking up stats. Bell, call the penalty. Throw the fucking flag. We have to do this naked. That was the agreement. You got stats.
Oh, we do.
Front
Okay,
of you fuck. You're looking them up right now.
All right. So let me tell you why he's going to win. Center field in New York baseball is a sacred position, and he just reminds too many people of those old-time great five-tool center fielders. He's like the Jeter, the new Jeter of the Yankees, but he's better. If this guy was not in the Yankees lineup, they're not even close. They already might not make the playoffs, but they're not even close to being a playoff team without him. They need him. And since the postseason doesn't count in the voting, where he's guaranteed to strike out 80% of his at-bats in the playoffs, it doesn't matter. He's the most valuable player. He's the face of the biggest market team. Okay.
Why are your eyes
Value.
still down? You're still looking at stats. You're still looking your fucking eyes.
My
You're not
stats
even
are over
looking
here.
at the camera. Allow me to retort, Joe. May I retort, please? Is that okay? Bell,
Sure, network.
Permission?
Yeah.
Can I go ahead and retort here just a little bit? So, look, I'm all in on Cal. All right, this is the Seattle Mariners' big swinging, glove wearing, the big dumper himself. And he's going to take home the hardware in 2025. Look, I know. All right, I get it. Joe, you fuck. I know Aaron Judge is the name everyone's throwing around, but please, if you could, hear me out. Raleigh's making a case that is simply too good to ignore, and it's got history, Joe. It's got heart, Bella, and some serious stats behind it. Now, first off, let's start here. This guy is rewriting the record books for catchers. He has 50 home runs as of August 25th. That is 5-0. Now, that's not just leading the American League. It's the most ever by a catcher in a single season. He literally topped Salvador Perez's 48 from 2021. He's on pace for 60, folks. Something no catcher's ever done. Ever. And let's not forget, Joe, his 107 ribbies. Tops in the league, making him the first catcher with back-to-back 100 RBI seasons since Mike Piazza. Who did Mike Piazza play for, Joe? Does the name ring a bell? You know what? I'll get back to you.
A's, Dodgers. I can't remember the other team.
He is
that he took to the World Series.
His slugging is .667, and his OPS is through the roof. He's second only to Judge. And he's doing this, Joe, at T-Mobile Park, all right, where home runs go to die.
That makes a difference. I've been there.
That is not just power, bro. That is superhuman. Now, let's talk defense, because being a catcher ain't just about swinging the bat. He is a beast behind the plate. He is calling games. He is managing pitchers. And he's throwing out base stealers like it's his day job, which it is. He won the AL. He won the Platinum Glove in 2024. He led all catchers with 24 caught stealing last year, and he's been the Iron Man of the position. He is leading the league in games caught. Now, I want to see Judge try squatting for 130 games and still hitting bombs. This guy is a workhorse, and that durability at the toughest position in baseball makes his offense even more insane. I want to make sure that I get your expression so everybody sees this, all right? Then there's the team factor. All right, the Mariners are fighting tooth and nail for a wild card spot, and he is carrying them. He's got 45 homers and 98 RBIs. The next best Mariner, 23 homers, 65 ribbies since June 12th. Seattle's gone 34-19, best in the American League, and Cal has been the engine. Now, if they sneak into the playoffs, I know you and I both agree playoffs shouldn't matter, but they kind of do. But if he can help them sneak into the playoffs, that is a huge point for his MVP case. Now, let's compare that to Judge. All right? I want to make this fair, bro. Let's compare it to Judge.
They're neck and neck. Their teams are neck and neck for that wild card spot.
Sure. But
they both could get in.
Sure, but we're going to talk about Judge specifically. He's got a 324 average, and his OPS is huge. But he's been banged up, dude, with the flexor strain. He's missing time, and he has been slumping post All-Star break. He's batting 193, bro. The Yankees are wobbling, and I'm counting on voter fatigue because it might hit after Judge's wins in 22 and 24. And let's not sleep on the narrative. Raleigh's a switch-hitting, home run derby winning, first-time All-Star with a 6-year, $105 million extension. He's got that beer league build. He's got charm. His nickname is Big Dumper. And he is stealing hearts while stealing bases from runners. All right, betting odds have him at, what's the line right now? You can look this one up.
I'm looking at it right now. That's what I'm looking at.
What's the line?
Judge is minus 195. And then Raleigh is plus 135. If I'm betting, I would not lay the wood on Judge. I would take Raleigh. But if you're telling me all things being equal, I just think as a Met fan, I've seen too many things rigged for the Yankees. I think Judge is going to win. However, what does help Raleigh obviously is his position, right? So being a catcher, if you hit like 24 home runs and you're driving in like, let's say 80 runs, that's a big year for a catcher.
That's a huge year for a catcher.
It's a huge year for a catcher. This guy's got 50. He's going to have 115 RBIs. His batting average, I don't think matters. I'm talking about Raleigh. I don't think baseball values the high batting average anymore at all. In the National League, I think there's only like a couple guys hitting 300 or near 300. So Judge's batting average is not going to help him as much as you would think, 10, 15 years ago, 30 years ago even. Judge is the MVP. And that's how people look at it.
I'm just saying, dude, look, the people are noticing. All right, Judge is a monster. He's a monster. And his WAR edges Raleigh's. But if Cal keeps mashing, the Mariners make the postseason, and Judge doesn't fully bounce back, this could be the year a catcher finally gets his due. His power, his defense, and his clutch play make him the absolute guy I'd bet on, not just because I'm a Seattle Mariners fan. All right, I'm a Mariners fan even when they suck balls. But I'm saying the next month is going to decide it. But Cal Raleigh's my AL MVP, and I'm not backing down. I would ask the fans, I would ask the listeners, what do you think? Because I want to hear it, but I'm not sure that we really have any. Belle, do you want to weigh in here at all or go for it?
We actually do have a couple people who are watching now. Now, New Type actually dropped the comment, baseball is kind of lame now that football is here.
And you know what? And I can't wait to get into that. Look, New Type, anybody who's listening, all right, Belle, Joe, and myself, we're going to start an 8-man fantasy team, 8-man fantasy football. 8-man is already a very weak league as it is, but we want to be able to talk shit to each other during these shows, and we're going to be doing this weekly. We have to have something, but we're opening it up to anybody. New Type, if you want to play with us, just let me know. We'll get you the invite. We're going to fill this up with podcasters and future breaking ballers. We're going to fill it up, but you have to understand what fantasy football is about and the fact that we're going to go absolutely savage on you during these live shows. If anybody who, I'm a big fan of the Big Dumper, but if you're the league dumper, it's going to be merciless, bro. I'm saying it's going to be absolutely merciless. But we want to make sure that we want to make sure that people are engaged with us. That's a good way to do it. We will hold the draft live. We'll spin up a special stream on a Saturday night or something because I know Joe's got like 19 children, so he doesn't get a lot of camera time. But we'll draft live. It'll be a lot of fun. So if anybody out there that's listening would like to join us, please do join us. And baseball never dies, bro. All right, never dies. I grew up in Phoenix. Arizona, man. All right. Baseball season was 365 days a year. It never got that cold that we couldn't play. I'm a huge fan. That's all I'm saying. And there's just something so poetic about it. Now, I sat down with Belle the other day and we actually watched Savannah Bananas game. Belle, do you remember watching the Bananas? Do you remember watching the Banana League?
That was freaking fun.
So
that was seriously fun.
My job is to try to convince Joe, that it's a fun thing to watch. I gauge their success on how many asses that they're putting in seats. And these guys are selling out 90,000 seat stadiums, 90,000 capacity, and they're selling them out to the point where it's standing room only. That tells me all I need to know. It is fun. It's engaging. These are very good players. They may not be MLB quality anymore, but they're still very good players. And sports are supposed to be fun. As much as I appreciate the pucker factor, me and Joe were just talking about that. He loves that shit. He's the guy with keeping the box scores. Every ball, every strike, every activity of everything. Yeah, he's the guy doing that. I'm the guy that's just sitting there yelling at the ref. You know, I'm up in like the upper deck, way in the back of the stadium. In like left field. I'm in the upper deck in right field, and I'm the guy yelling at the referee, that was a strike, or at the umpire, that was a strike. If you had one more eye, you'd be a fucking Cyclops. That's me. All right. I can't see that shit, but you got to have fun. This is the goal, is to have fun. So I'm going to get Joe watching Banana League baseball with me. That's it. That's like my goal. Belle already likes it. I'm a big fan of the party animals. I don't want to get on the Savannah Bananas because everybody's on the Savannah Bananas. So I like the party animals. I think it's fun. But yeah, that's kind of my goal. Anyway, Belle, somebody start talking, or you guys know I will just keep going.
I mean, I'll leave it up to Belle, who, based on my very convincing argument that Judge will be the MVP just because he's a Yankee versus Scott's 16-hour research and dissertation. Who are you convinced will be the MVP?
Research and dissertation. You're the guy that's pulling up stats. I caught you doing it. We watched you do it.
That's because you memorized it. I didn't know we were memorizing. I don't need to
memorize it. I'm a broadcaster. This is what I do. All right, you tell me anything, and I will throw you out a 6-minute dissertation. This is my job. All right, your job is to...
Belle, who you got?
Your job is to teach the future.
I would ask the chat, but they think it's football season. Belle, who's the MVP? And then we'll move on to the playoffs, actually.
You know what? I've got to go with Raleigh on this one, only because Judge has been injured so freaking much. It's kind of hard to be an MVP when you are not playing due to injury.
And let me add to that, Joe. No, shut up. Let me add to that a little bit. And I hate the Yankees, dude. I'm not even going to hide my bias here. I don't like the Yankees. You live 20 minutes from the stadium, and you hate the Yankees.
Never been. So I won't go.
Yeah. I know. I've never been to the damn thing. I guarantee. He said, God damn, dude. Why must you fill this studio with lies? I mean, it's just like, it's just oozing out of you now. Are you getting, look at it. Are you going to cry? You feel like you're crying. Belle, are his eyes glazing up a little bit?
I don't know how you could be a sports fan and be shocked that I've never been to Yankee Stadium as a Met fan. I will not go. I won't go.
What if the Yankees were playing the Mets? What if we had a subway? It would
have to be the World Series and the Mets are about to sweep them, and it would have to be free tickets. I would go.
Because obviously, if we had a Subway Series, the tickets will be free because there's not that many people that live in New York that may or may not want to go. And stop with the I live here and you don't shit, all right? I know everything about New York, dude. I've watched every episode of Friends, every episode of Seinfeld. I know everything about New York, all right? Everything. I watch network television. So clearly I know what's going on.
Okay, you're missing a source of information. You can't say you know everything about New York and not have watched Sex in the City.
No, I don't do that because let me check. Yeah, I'm a boy. I can give a shit about that show. It means absolutely nothing to me.
Then you don't know everything about New York. So.
I've missed something. Joe, are you a big Sex in the City fan, bro? Is there something that I missed here?
Never watched it. I know what it is, obviously, but
we've all heard the name, but yeah, it's not really my thing anyway.
I'm not a big TV guy in general, so I've missed a lot of shows. That one I'm not upset about.
New Type is also adding in. Okay, How I Met Your Mother. Another really good source about New York.
I never
related
saw that
information.
No,
either.
I never really watched that one. That's got what's his name?
Doogie Howser?
Doogie Howser. Yeah, it's got him in it, right? And in this one, he's actually straight. He's playing straight. I don't know the rules. Actually,
Very versatile actor.
Actually, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that. Am I allowed to say that? Because any strikes we get right now, Bell, are going against the podcast channel, not Breaking Balls.
Not the new channel.
No, I don't care about the new channel, man. We could drive that
You
one.
stated a fact. I think you're okay.
Drive that one right into the dust. I don't know. All right, Bell, look,
All right,
get us back on point here.
Playoff picks, guys. I mean, Mets, Mariners. Who do you think here?
I think it's a perfect time for the three of us to be doing this just because of what the playoff picture looks like. Mariners trying to sneak in. They're about 3 games up on Kansas City. Mets were in first place like the whole season until a couple weeks ago where they lost like 13 out of 15 games. They're trying to grab that last wild card spot. So both of our teams are probably going to get in. At least one of our teams will get in all likelihood. I'm just enjoying the beginning of the Phillies collapse as a Met fan.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm a Met fan, but I'm a hater of enemies of the Mets. Hate the Yankees, hate the Phillies. I still hate the Braves. And that's just how I cheer for my teams. I went to the Met Philly game last night. It was glorious.
Oh, that
glorious
was.
game.
I saw the replays, man.
It was beautiful.
What a ninth inning fucking collapse, man. I just went through it in the College World Series. I just went through that, so I understand what they're saying. Arkansas, the Razorbacks cannot beat LSU. They just can't. There's nothing they can do to beat them. And the fact that the Mets have beat them 9 times, 9 games in a row that they have won, is mathematically ludicrous. All right, man. It's like finding a black hole in a black hole. There's just no fucking way. Yeah. But for some reason,
and I know you're a believer in you're superstitious. You're a believer in curses.
Oh yeah,
I'm not.
Nope.
But it's still glorious.
And you're wrong. All right, curses are real. I swear. Look, man, I've been an athlete by my whole high school life, and then I went in the Navy, and then all I did was that shit. But there are certain things that you just don't buck. And the fact that Arkansas Razorbacks cannot beat LSU, I believe it's due to the curse. I watched the game, dude. I saw what happened. Let me ask you a question. This is completely off the top. I'm asking the audience, too. In fact, I'm going close up here. All right, I'm going to lay out the situation, and you guys tell me the play. All right, you tell me what is supposed to happen. It's the bottom of the 9th. All right, you're up 2 runs. All right, you're up 5-3. Bottom of the 9th. There's a runner on first and a runner on second, and there's 1 out. The ball is hit crisply to the shortstop, the same shortstop who won the College Player of the Year. What's the play? Joe, what's the play? What happens? What do you do in that situation?
You must get 1 out at second base. You try to turn 2, but you must get that lead runner. You ignore the runner going from second to third. Try to turn 2, but no matter what, you must get an out at second base.
Yes, but here's what Aloy did, who again was the College World Series or the College Player of the Year. He went for the lead runner. Because when you're up by 2, the most important thing to do is to get the lead runner. You know that's wrong. You know that's wrong. Mm-hmm. You go to second goes to first, 6-4-3, and you hope for the best. That's what you do. But that ain't what they did. You know why they didn't do it? Because they can't beat LSU, and they know deep in their minds that they cannot beat LSU. I watched the highlights of the game that you went to last night. That was a mental collapse. That's all that was. Yeah. A complete and total mental collapse. Superstitions exist for a reason, and they exist right now between Philly and the Mets because it is so improbable that any team could beat any other team 9 times in a row. All right, man. It's like Oakland. All right. It's like the 21-22 in a row. It just simply doesn't fucking happen. All right. It is mathematically eliminated, but they did it. I can't understand how you could look at so much empirical data and still say there's no such thing as curses. I don't get it, man.
I believe in momentum. But I don't think that's the same as a curse. I guess I assume because it's the professional level, there's less of a mental factor, like the talent plays out on the field. And because baseball is just zillions of pitches and billions of games happening, you get these statistical outliers. And I see that as this, but there's a reason why home teams win more often than away teams. So I guess I wouldn't characterize it as a curse. I just think the Phillies suck against the Mets because something must trigger them about the stadium, the fans, the uniforms, the field.
It's the curse. I'm sorry. We can go on.
Because like, if you
dude,
watch,
it's the curse.
If you watch, like, the Mets have the best closer in baseball, who was given to us by the Mariners, by the way, and that's Diaz.
Yeah,
he throws the ball past Harper and Schwarber, two of the best hitters of all time, with ease every time.
Yeah,
I think baseball is about matchups. I think that it's just the way the Mets are composed the last couple of years. The Phillies just don't match up well against them because the Mets can get those guys out when it counts. So you could call it a curse. We'll see. I mean, the Mets are still behind. Like, the Mets still might not make the playoffs. They're not like this perfectly built playoff team. They have a lot of holes. They don't have an ace pitcher. They don't have a number one starter. So that's a big problem for them. But the Phillies just lost their ace to a horrific injury. It kind of sucks because you don't want to root against best players. But yeah, the Mets are like 3.5 up on the Reds. Mariners are in a similar situation. They're 3 up on the Royals for that last wild card spot. But the Mets could win the division. They're playing right now. I don't know what the score is. They're playing the Phillies now. If they sweep the Phillies now, they're 4 games back for winning the division. It's better to win the division, obviously, in baseball than to go in as a wild card. But the most important thing in any sport, when you make the postseason, you have to go in hot. And if the Mets had an awful last month of baseball, they started heating up again last week. The team that gets in the playoffs red hot, I think it doesn't matter. So as long as the Mets get in and they don't limp in to the playoffs like teams often do, I don't care. I like the Padres too, by the way. I think Padres have
are
a
solid.
chance.
Yeah, they're solid.
You could make the case that last year they were the best team in baseball. They just ran into the Dodgers the wrong time in the playoffs. But I mean, this is not really about the Mets or the Mariners. Let's give the playoff picture, and then I'll let you and Bell jump in. But in the American League, Tigers, Blue Jays, Astros, those are your division leaders. And then you have Red Sox, Yankees, Mariners. That's the wild card teams. And then you've got the Royals, 3.5 back. They could definitely get in. Rangers, Guardians, Tampa gets a little dicey there because they have to hurdle more teams.
Yep.
And sometimes it doesn't matter how many games back you are. It matters how many teams you have to hurdle to get in, because you need a lot of things to happen in your favor. In the National League, Brewers, I didn't see that coming. They're the best team in the National League. Phillies, Dodgers. Cubs have the same record as the Phillies, but they're in the Brewers division, so they're a wild card team. They're as far as I'm concerned, they're in. And then you got the Padres, Mets, and then it's the Reds, Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals are very good. I'm surprised they're that close. Giants, they're all right. But it's basically what the playoff picture is right now in both leagues is probably going to be what it is at the end of the year. I don't know what you think about that.
And I'm not going to go off base on that one. I think you're just about right. The happiest moment I'll be is, or the happiest I will be, is if the Mariners edge in and the Yankees don't, because we're going to be doing this every week. And
you and me both.
Dude, I pity you for the things that I will say to you. And Bell's going to back me up on this. I'm very good at this, dude. I'm very good at winning the argument. I could easily come up here and just argue on.
I'm a hater, man. That's the kind of fan I am. I'm a hater.
Yep,
I don't root for injuries or anything like that.
But I think you're discounting. Bell, do me a favor real quick. Pull up the score. Pull up the box score right now of
I don't want to see it.
No, fuck yourself. We're going to do it because we're live and we're all going to enjoy this. Bell, pull up the score real quick. Just tell me what it is. And the fact that you're discounting curses, dude, is a little bit shocking to me. My own.
All right, maybe
my own Arkansas Razorbacks.
I'll give ground.
I'll give ground
because there's a curse against the Mets that's been ongoing for decades, and that is and you could use Grok or whatever to verify this. When the Mets play a team that's throwing a starting pitcher that's making their major league debut, it's a guaranteed 7 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run. Like pitchers that make their debut against the Mets, let's go back 20 years. I bet you the Mets are way below 500.
Yeah,
against
they
that
don't
scenario.
because they don't have tape on them. They don't have any history on these guys.
Well, the Mets are throwing a rookie tonight against the Phillies, so let's see it.
Let me throw you a bit. Let me throw you.
I don't know the score, but
Bell's about to tell us. But let me throw you a bigger one.
Okay.
Razorbacks were 31-1. All right, dude, this is unheard of in college baseball. They were 31-1 when they played LSU. 31-1. You got to admit, dude, this is a team that's hot, and they got swept by LSU. And
I watched
in Arkansas. So we're not even talking like, yeah, but they played in LSU. No, they didn't. All right, they played at Baum-Walker Stadium, and they got fucking swept. A team that is 31-1 is not lucky. All right, a team that is 31-1 is a good fucking
in any sport.
team. In any sport.
In any sport.
They played LSU and they got swept. All right, look, you're wrong. You're wrong. Curses are real. And Bell's about to tell us the score. And I don't care, man. It could be 8-2 Phillies right now, and they're going to lose this game. Bell, what's the score?
Actually, I was about to jump in and tell you guys we actually have questions from our audience.
No way.
They're trying
Perfect.
to
Yeah,
jump
yeah, yeah.
in.
No, we'll get
yeah,
them.
way.
Appreciate
You
that.
got to throw that flag, Bell. You got to interrupt us. What's the score? And then we'll get to the questions.
I didn't look up the score.
Damn
because
it. All right. You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it.
All
I'll do
right.
it on my own phone right here. I got to do this.
All right, you do that.
I want to break
You do
Joe's.
that.
I want to break Joe's heart right now. Go ahead, Bell.
I'm going to go ahead and get to questions. New type, is anyone using any sports betting crypto apps?
No, but I bet Joe's got a lot to say on this.
No, but I think we should look into it for the next one, and maybe we do some live bets next time and make it fun.
I think we absolutely should.
We should lay some money on our MVP debate, and then we should talk about the National League as well.
Yep, go for it.
All right. So regarding the fantasy, eight team, new type. Sure, I'll join. What app are we using? Sleeper. And what's the prize? Jackal tokens?
We'll figure it out, and we'll come up with something. All right. This one will be brought to you by Siggy of Cloud. We'll come up with something. Don't worry about it. Yes, I know you're going to get money, but I'm going to tell you right now, I will beat you, new type. I will beat you. By hook or crook, I will literally put up money to buy players that I need from other teams. I will stack it as absolutely hard as I can just so I can come up here and mock and ridicule you during breaking balls and do it live, because that's what fantasy football is about. Am I wrong, Bell? That's what it's about. It is about
It's not wrong.
It is. I'm not wrong. All right, carry on, Bell.
It's 6 days of trash talking for 1 day of games.
Funny thing, when you were picking out fantasy teams, your fantasy team last year, you actually picked a couple players based on my recommendation, and you wound up doing okay.
Yeah, I finished second. I did good. I mean, look, it's fantasy, man. People get hurt. What are you going to do? And it was kind of what I want more than anything else in this is an engaged league. All right. I want people to look at my trades. I want them to consider the trades, how it's good for them, how it's good for me. Last year, not a single trade that I offered was even looked at. We were playing against bots basically by the end of it. That's not what I want. All right. I want engaged players. And when Bell and I go live again tomorrow night, I'm going to be hitting up everybody else out there. I want to fill this with podcasters. And if nothing else, I want to make sure that a podcaster wins this league and not fucking Joe. What do you think about that, Joe? What do you think about that,
Man, I did fantasy football last year for the first time in forever. Like, I think the last time I did fantasy football, like Marcus Allen was my running back, right? I don't like getting too involved in fantasy. I did it last year with a couple of other content creators, NFT people, and I thought that I had the best team. And then the season started. And
welcome to it.
It was a head-to-head league, and let's just say I was cursed.
All right. And we're doing really, really standard stuff. All right. No defensive, no defensive
Right.
players. We're doing it very, very simple. No PPG, none of that stuff. We're making this as basic as we can do it, just so that we can talk shit. There will be a prize. This is hosted by Sigia Cloud Labs, so there will be a prize. Anyway, Belle, if we got anything else, any other questions, please carry on.
All right, Deep House Nation, maybe I'm too late, but any thoughts on Chicago Bears and the threat to move to the suburbs and new stadium?
They suck, man. Who cares?
Wow,
Who cares?
dude,
they're
no.
the worst.
You got to be nice, dude.
Chicago Bears?
Yes.
The Chicago Bears?
Chicago Bears.
Oh no, they're fucking
They have the-
awful. They're awful.
They have the worst quarterback in football. He sucks. He should not have been drafted in the first round of the draft.
I wouldn't go that harsh, but watch this. I'm gonna do you a favor.
No, that wasn't nice. That was nice. He's not as good as the other quarterbacks in that draft. He should not have been the number one quarterback in that draft. It should have been Penix and then Jaden Daniels and then maybe Drake May, top 3, and then maybe what Caleb Williams, right? Maybe he's the 4th quarterback in that draft.
I wouldn't have even put.
Was that the same draft as Bo Nix?
Yep.
Bo Nix was the 5th or 6th quarterback taken.
I wouldn't have
That's going to go down as a horrendous pick by the Bears. However, they did get a big receiver in that draft. They had 2 picks in the first 10. Well, the receiver they got, he's awesome. But who cares? Caleb Williams should not have been picked that high. He's not that good.
Nope.
I'll eat my words if they win 10 games. I'll eat my
you're
words.
not going to have to eat your words, dude.
He's not good.
No, man. 6 and
he wasn't good in college.
6
his senior year.
6
they
and
like
11,
a losing record.
6 and 11.
I think they lost to Colorado.
Watch
They
this.
lost to Colorado his senior
Watch
year.
this. I'm
Yeah,
gonna give you the Bears season right now. Are you ready? All right, because I love to call games, and if Pump.Fun actually spins up, I guarantee you that we can hook into the international feed, and Joe and I and Bell will literally tune in on Sundays, and we will call games for you guys. That means there's no commentators, only us. So we will watch and do the Bears games, but I'm going to spare you some of the mystery right now. And we are lining up. The Bears line up for the opening season for the 2026 season. And there's the opening kickoff from the Chicago Bears, and they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, they're not good.
Thank you.
They have some talent, but like I think it's a mistake for that NFL teams that are so far away from putting a contender on the field to then burn their number 1 pick on a quarterback. They should always trade that pick unless they can get like some weapon on defense that they need, right? Or like if there's for some reason a Travis Kelce type offensive player who you just can't stop him on offense. I don't like what they did. I don't like the pressure on someone like Caleb Williams. Honestly, if you told me right now you have to have either Caleb Williams or Shadeur Sanders as your starting quarterback, I would have to think about it. I'd probably take Sanders.
I'd probably take Williams, but I would be very, very disappointed that I have to make that decision. All right, that's like choosing which bowl of shit I have to eat. All right, I don't like either of these, but I have to make a decision. Okay, well, here you go. No, I'm not a fan. Look, man, the Bears are not exactly in a strong division, but they're finishing bottom here, man. Look, Deep House Nation, I know. All right, I know where you live. I get it, bro, and I know you're a fan. I'm going to try because I want to make sure that you keep tuning in. So I'm going to try to speak well of the Bears, but fuck, dude, that is a very, very... very, very steep road that you're putting me on here, man. The Bears have this gift, and they've always had this gift ever since like the 85 Bears. All right. And that was a long time ago, man. All right. The Super Bowl shuffle. That was a long time ago. All right. But you guys have sucked ever since. And I keep rooting for you, man, but you're right down there in the shit house next to the Cleveland Browns of people who will blow your draft every single year. You will try to get this. This is the savior of the franchise from a goddamn college senior. You're doing it wrong. All right. You're simply doing it wrong. And they're going to continue doing it wrong. So I'm not sure what the end goal is here for the Bears, but it's not to make the playoffs. I don't know what their deep thing is, but it's not to do that. Anyway, carry on, Belle, if we got anything.
And okay, so touching back on Deep House Nation's question about moving the stadium to the suburbs. You know what? With that stadium being in downtown Chicago, moving the stadium to the suburbs would actually be one smart thing they could freaking do. I mean, think about it. We're talking Chicago.
Oh, can I throw a funny in here, Bella? Is that allowed? Will you allow me to throw a funny in here?
I will allow a funny to be thrown.
Okay. If they move the stadium, it'll be one of the only times this season that the Bears are moving the ball. There you go, Joe. Fuck yourself. You tried to beat that one, dude. All right, that was good. Completely off the cuff. There's your clip right there. All right, there's your clip for all the Chicago fans. I don't care if people like me, but if they love to hate me, that works just as well, man, because that means they're going to tune in to watch me biff it. Anyway, go ahead and carry on, Mel, if we got anything left.
All right, so Mel, wow, getting deep here.
It's what we do, man. Look, Bell and me and Joe have been talking about this for a very, very long time. Look, you guys know we're Web3 people all the way at heart. Bell and I have put all of our money in, and we're talking close to about $700,000 into building a privacy app that utilizes Web3. And as much as we like doing all of those things, it's very, very important to us. But having fun is also important. And we have been on the front lines of this shit. Not sure people quite understand that. But between Bell, between me, between Joe, we have been on the front lines of this crypto shit forever. All right. For as long as it's been around, we've been here. All right. We've been here. We've been talking it up. We've been doing anything. But we're talking to an audience of about 20,000 people, if that. And we're talking about cultists because you guys understand how Web3 works. I know we do. We need to have some fun. We need to start getting back and talking about our passions. And that's why we're doing this. We are all huge sports fans. I love sports. You know why? Because when I'm watching Philly and the Mets, by the way, Mets are up 3-0, Joe. Top of the fourth last I looked.
Cursed.
They're fucking cursed, man. That's all it is.
Philly's getting one hit by a rookie. I love it.
They're fucking cursed, man. I'm right about this. All right, you're gonna.
I hope they get into an argument in the dugout in between innings.
I'll tell you what.
I want their team chemistry to fall apart right now.
I'm gonna call the score right now. This game will end 9-1 Mets. 9-1, and when it does, you're gonna have to get yourself a T-shirt that says "The curse is real" and wear it on the next show. Do you agree to these terms?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go, Bell. Write that down. Everybody, Deep House
I
Nation,
hope it's 9-1 because the Mets. I don't think the Mets closer is available for a tight game. He pitched 2 innings last night, so let's blow him out. Let's just run the score up.
And that's probably what's going to happen. But getting back to my point, we need this. All right, I need this. Bell needs this. Joe needs this. We hope you guys come along on this journey with us because we love sports, and it really doesn't matter the sport. We could be watching darts. All right, guys, sitting there, oh my God, there's a fucking 180, and we'll lose our shit and throw our hats and we'll do all that stuff. We need this. We're getting into playoff baseball, and we are getting into the start of the NFL season. It's the only time we talked about this for a long time and said this is the time to spin it up. Now, we're going to be cutting shorts from this video right here. There's plenty of good shit, Joe. There's plenty of good stuff to cut from this. Spinning up a brand new channel so that we can go over and on our one night off, meaning we're not talking crypto, we're not talking anything, that we can just simply come up here and have some fun. And we hope you guys will come along with us. We want to talk about what you want to hear, but we're also absolutely going to be talking about talking about this. Why do I have a thing from Cosmos DeFi? Your name is still Cosmos DeFi, you dick. I just saw it pop up on chat, Bell. Did you see that too?
Because, yeah, well, of course I did. I'm moderating the meeting, so of course I did.
So how did that chat show up on my third monitor here?
Because you've got Zoom pulled up on your third monitor.
Oh, God, I feel a little bit gayer than I did when we started this stream, but that's great.
Really, we do have just a couple of topics to cover. The next one is really lighthearted.
Okay.
We'll get to the rest of the audience questions afterward. All right, so German shirtless basketball with tackling.
Oh, this is a gay Joe thing, isn't it? That's exactly
No,
what that is. Who set this up, Joe? Was that Bell that decided what we were talking about tonight? Remind me.
That's a loaded question. I saw this on X. I thought it was hilarious, and maybe we could gamble on it.
You're talking about, I saw a little bit of that. You're talking about the guy that doesn't even have the ball, getting this big German suplex and shit like that. I don't even know the rules
crazy.
of that shit. I have no
Here's
fucking
the rule.
idea.
I'll tell you the rules right now.
Okay, please
Everyone
serve it up. I'll put
who's
you
watching.
Yeah.
Maybe you've played this with your friends before, but there's a sport that's just come to my attention. I don't know if it's a new sport. I don't know if this is like the German national pastime, but it's basketball, American style basketball with dribbling and passing, shooting. There's no dunking. It's all white German guys. But one of the rules.
Okay, hit the round of applause on that.
One of the rules is, and it seems like it's very strategic, that you can suplex your opponent, a belly to back suplex, as long as you take your shirt off first. And you would think these would be like cheap shots because the guy doesn't even need to have the ball. He could be just like boxing out, focused over here. The opponent behind him can take off his shirt and just suplex him on his head in the middle of the game, and it's perfectly fine.
You gotta be shitting me here, dude. Because
I'm not. I have a video pulled up here because I started following this X account, and this is they just have a string of clips. Could you imagine in the NBA how much crying LeBron James would do if there were suplexes? He doesn't even like getting the wind, up against his leg. He'll fall to the ground and beg for a foul. This, to me, this will be an Olympics. Olympics are so bad. This will be an Olympic sport one day before I die.
I'm not going to lie, dude. I watched a little bit of it. This is very homoerotic, the entire sport. You have to take your shirt off, flex a little bit, like the way a peacock will spread its feathers. And then you're going to go and grab a man around the waist. You're going to, suplex him over your shoulders. And I mean, I haven't done any time, but I've seen prison movies and I understand what typically happens after that. And it's nothing that the man who got suplexed wants to occur. And that's kind of the vibe I got from that. I'm not saying I'm not a fan instantly because, yeah, dude, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I got to watch this shit.
The funniest part of this as I watched the clips. So I didn't watch a game. It's just a series of clips. And some of the clips, you could see the crowd in the background. They don't even react to the suplex. Whereas, like, if this was happening with a U.S. crowd, people would be losing their minds every time there's a suplex. It's WWE, top to bottom. This is a WWE thing, and it should draw a WWE crowd with signs and music and people going crazy over the suplexes. So, yeah, I hope our audience likes that. I put the link in the description as I did the other links for the topics that we covered. They call it the German version of basketball, where it seems like this is just a sport of suplexes and the basketball is incidental. But they call what?
It sounds like they're trying to do to baseball what the Savannah Bananas have done.
That's
what it sounds like.
It sounds to me like German homoeroticism light, what do you call that? X-rated, not triple X. That's what it sounds like to me. And after I was watching that, a little bit of it, I was like, that's pretty gay, man. But that's okay. Joe likes it.
But you only watched a little bit.
That sounds like something I'd watch just to have a little more eye candy in my life.
Sure.
I mean, come on.
And I completely agree with that. All right, carry on, Belle. What we got?
All right, so Deep House Nation, I'm a hater of the New York Yankees too, along with the New York Knicks, and may they both continue to disappoint their fan base for decades to come.
Watch what you
The
get,
Knicks
bro.
are not a disappointment.
This is what you get.
He added an amen after that one, including the praying hand. So
I completely agree. There is no New York team that I like. I dislike all of them just because I dislike New York. I cannot stand it. And it's going to be a fun series. Let me just put it out there. I can't wait for Breaking Balls to go live. I really can't wait for us to transition everything over there. I want to make sure people understand crystal clear where I come from. All right. We got East Coast versus West Coast versus Tennessee. All right. That's what's going on here. And I'm very much looking forward to how we continue this. Belle, please carry on.
All right, Deep House Nation, I don't buy into curses. How do you cast them? Who does it? And how can they be removed? Math and statistics disprove it, in my honest opinion.
Nope, you're fucking wrong, dude. All right. I lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana for 2 years. I visited the grave of Marie Laveau. All right. I know that this is real. I know that the curses are real. I have been an athlete in my younger days. I was an athlete the entire time, and I'm telling you that the curses are real. They're real because you believe that they're real. But if you would like me to illustrate this point just a little bit better, the Mets have beat the Phillies 9 times that they've seen them, and that's in a row. Not 9 total, but 9 times in a row. All right, that is mathematically impossible. Impossible, but you're seeing it play out before your own eyes. I've had these discussions with people like you, bro, over and over and over. I never change my socks during a season. I wear the same socks. And it's fun because when I go to put them in my locker, they stand up. They don't even fall down, dude. I played varsity as a freshman, not because I'm so big or so good, but because I can hit 50-yard field goals. That's why I played varsity as a freshman. And
oh, nice.
Yeah. That's my gift. I grew up playing soccer, dude. All right, I grew up in Phoenix. All of my friends were, well, it doesn't matter. But
that's awesome. But kicking is hard, man. I kicked a field goal at the College Football Hall of Fame in boat shoes because they have like a thing where you could practice like different skills.
Yeah.
And I just, hey, let me try. I kicked, it was like it was probably from like the 10-yard line or something, but 50-yard field goal is no joke.
No, it's tough, man. And if you're nailing those in high school, things tend to work out. But I never went to college in that. I went into the Navy instead, and I played on Denmark. It was, I'm telling you, curses are real. And had I washed my socks or used new socks, I would have missed. That's it. I would have missed. The curse is real because I believe it's real. Right now, Phillies believe it's real. We simply cannot beat the Mets. We can beat everybody else but the Mets. Arkansas, my very team, these guys right here, 31-1. 31-1 until they played LSU. And at the end of that, they were 31-4. Curses are real. Appreciate that. Belle, carry on, please.
New type. If Caleb would have went to any other team, he would have done great. Bears and Browns are the teams where quarterbacks go to die.
Go ahead, Joe. You go first, man, and then I'll go second.
He wasn't even that good in college. I mean, look, he's 20. I'm looking at he's 23. He's about to be 24. Can he develop? Yeah. Honestly, he just doesn't have it. Like, Bo Nix is less talented. He has it. Like, he could stand there in front of the reporters, take accountability for the losses. He doesn't look defeated when he throws one interception or, misses a receiver downfield. Caleb Williams sulks. That's not good in the NFL. And the Bears are committed to him. I don't know what the deal is, probably 4 years, something like that, 5 years maybe. But they're going to have to draft another quarterback. And I don't think teams that continuously draft quarterbacks have a sound plan.
Cleveland Browns.
That's just me.
I think you keep saying that. No, I agree with you, man. Look, I'm rooting for the guy. All right. I would love to see the Bears come up here.
All young quarterbacks, I want them to do well. But I thought that draft was screwed from the beginning. I'm not the biggest college football stat guy, but I just watch games all day on Saturday. And my assessment of that draft was Penix is the best quarterback. Jaden Daniels, number 2. Probably Drake May, who I didn't see a lot of. I'll admit I didn't watch many of his games or really just watched like a couple of clips here and there. Probably number 3. And then it's a toss-up between the Bo Nixes, Caleb Williams. I think there was another quarterback taken in the first round. Was that Will Levis on Tennessee? I can't remember. But all the names are mushed in my brain. I don't think the Bears made a good pick. This kid's going to suffer because of it. Oh, Dunsy's a great receiver, but in the NFL, you need a monster tight end, or you need a Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, right?
Yep.
You need a monster tight end that opens up your receivers. This Caleb Williams is going to be running for his life.
His whole fucking season. And I almost want to go on record. In fact, I will. He's going to start 9 games, and then that's it. He's going to start 9 games. No. He's going to go 2-7. And then they're going to say, let's try the deep part of our roster because our season's over. I'm on record. These are recorded. They don't go away. We don't delete videos. That's what I'm saying. 2-7, and he sits on the bench. I want to root for him. I love young quarterbacks. I love to see the league evolved, but he ain't the guy to do it. All right? He wasn't that good in college. They blew a pick. They could have had that big fucking middle linebacker, but they said, no, we're going to get this. And then later in the league, later in the draft, they said, oh, let's get another quarterback. All right, you bricked it. You bricked it. It was great. It was fun. Look forward to 2026 draft. That's the only thing that they have to look forward to. Anyway, Bell, quick. Joe's got like 6 minutes left. So whatever's left, let's get it out.
All right, so Time Slayer, go Hawks.
You know what? I watched the game. Did you watch the game, Joe? Did you watch? Did you watch the game last Saturday?
What game is he talking about? I didn't hear what Bella said.
No,
he's talking about the Iowa Hawkeyes.
No, I'm psyched for Saturday's game. I consider this to be week 1.
Which one are you talking? Texas,
college
Ohio?
Football. It's at noon. It's right in my wheelhouse of, summer's over. I'll crack a beer open.
What game,
probably
dude?
10:45.
Game
Ohio, Texas.
And that's what I'm saying. Look, we're going on record right now. This is the game of the year, and it's happening in week 1. You got to pick.
Okay.
You got to pick. You got to pick your winner right now, man.
I'm taking Texas.
All right, and I'm taking Ohio. Bell.
I'm taking Ohio too.
There you go, Joe.
Okay,
go fuck yourself. That's 2-1. All right, right there, buddy.
Anyway.
Oh wait, give me 2-1 odds.
Not giving you shit, man. You made your pick. Go ahead, Bell.
All right. Anyway, new type. Ooh, quick Cosmos chat. Did you guys see another Cosmos chain is winding down?
Yeah, man. What was it? Penumbra? Or I don't know. It was another worthless fucking do nothing chain, man. It doesn't shock me. They didn't even try to get out, man. They just dumped it. They just said, yeah, we're done. Good luck. It's open source. You guys want to develop it? Go ahead and continue to develop it.
I think weren't they the really cocky speakers at Cosmoverse a couple years ago?
Yeah.
They were like, yeah.
In fact, I think
they had a garbage fucking airdrop.
Yeah.
Sorry, I used the F word.
No. Go ahead, man. And I think me and Bell saw him in Dubai. I talked to him for about 2 minutes, and I said, "Nah, I got no interest, man. You guys are going nowhere." And yet here we are. Go ahead. We can't divert like that. Go ahead, Bell.
All right, Time Slayer. Bare knuckle boxing is also pretty up and coming.
Huge fan of bare knuckle boxing. I actually subscribe to the app. I give them $8 a month. There is nothing closer to gladiator combat than bare knuckle boxing. We will be bringing you stats. Bell, carry on.
Unless you're talking karate combat, that one's pretty brutal too, as we both know.
Well, we are sponsoring the bantamweight champion, Siggy and Cloud Lab, so of course we're going to be talking about that stuff. Anyway, go ahead, Bell. Joe's out of time.
New type. Bo Nix had Sean Payton as a coach, right? Now Caleb Williams will have a way better coach this time.
It's going nowhere, bro. All right, he's going nowhere. 2-7, and he's benched. I am on record. Bust my balls. Go for it. That's what we're here for. That's literally the name of the show, is Breaking Balls. But I'm 100% right about this. Joe, I'm making you go on record right now. Caleb Williams, first 9 games. What's his record?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking at schedules. I'm not that guy, but he's just not. He just doesn't have it. His team's not good. He's not good. Their backup, if it makes you feel better, is someone that I've never heard of before. Tyson Bagent.
Who the fuck is that?
He's from West Virginia though, so I'll root for him. I'll root for anyone from West Virginia.
I'm asking you for the record. I'm saying 2-7, Joe. You got to give me numbers here, bro. This is the show. You agreed to this. Give me a.
I mean, the record's not. I'll say 2-7 as well, but the fact that he gets benched this year would be a disaster for the Bears.
Oh, come on, man. Like, Bears need any help to become a disaster. They're a fucking god-awful team.
It's a disaster. It's a disaster.
I already called it, all right?
They should have traded that pick. They had 2 picks in the first round. They could have had 3 picks in the first round.
Yes.
By trading the number 1 pick. They could have still got that draft was loaded with quarterbacks. They could have got a Bo Nix. They could have got somebody. They could have still got their marquee receiver. I don't know. I don't understand why teams
they could
do
have
that.
picked. They could have stiffened up their line. They could have got that big linebacker, and they could have simply caught one of the aging vets to carry them for a year. They could have done a lot of fucking things, but they didn't do that.
The Raiders are doing that right now. That's why I think the Raiders are going to be way better than the Bears. The Raiders are not to be slept on. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're not going to be a pushover. I'm a big fan of these like aging, seasoned veterans who their skills, maybe they're declining a little bit because they're over 30, but the mental toughness, the mental sharpness.
These are guys that have been there, dude. And you're going to see one because
I love it.
One is starting for Cleveland this year. So we get to see that shit. All right,
Flacco?
Yeah. That's your boy. I know. You're going to root for the Italians. And that's how you say it, by the way, dude, is Italian. I looked it up. I'm right. I'm right about this.
4-0 Mets. 4-0 Mets.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead, Bell.
All right, new type. Bears make playoffs as a wild card.
Not even fucking close. Nope. I'm not going to allow that, bro. All right, you and me disagree about quite a bit of things, but we absolutely agree on some other things. Now, in this case, you were 1,000,000,000% wrong. It's not even close. I'm not even going to ask for backup. All right, dude, I'm right. It's not even fucking close. And when they're 2-7 and your brand new quarterback is sitting over there on the bench, you're going to harken back to this very video and say, fuck, man, Scott is absolutely the oracle. All right, I'm the guy who licks donuts and puts them back on the buffet table. That's me. All right, that's the kind of oracle I am.
Well, you're not doing that anymore. I mean, come on.
No, I don't.
All right,
there's carbs. You get carbs from licking. Go ahead, Bill.
All right, Jack Sparrow, Georgia Bulldogs.
George, you know what? You can't. I'm not going to go ahead and jump on this one. I'll turn it over to Joe. It's very easy to be a Georgia fan. I'm just saying.
It is.
And it's fine if that's my football team, but I don't want my my cardiologist, my surgeon, to have graduated from the University of fucking Georgia. Do we have anybody who went to an actual school? That's who the guy I want cutting into me. But, yeah, George, come on, man. You're rooting for Georgia. Go ahead, Joe, if you got something to add to that, man.
I mean, they're ranked 5th preseason. It's not a stretch to be cheering for Georgia, right? They're going to play a bowl game. They're going to have a nice schedule where you'll get to see some awesome rivalries. It's SEC, man. It's all just enjoy every game, even if you only get to watch a quarter of a game. The SEC is so much fun to watch.
Yeah, but the problem is that Arkansas has to play him this year. I'm like, fuck, boy, there's a 47-3 game. That'll be a fun one, right? Dude, that'll be a fun one.
Look at who drew the Gators week 1.
I didn't even see it, man. Who is it?
Long Island University.
Oh, for God's sakes, man. Here you go, right there. I got to
lick my balls.
There you go.
It's going to be brutal. It's going to be a brutal game for them.
What, was there no Pop Warner team available to play him? Is that what it is? I
didn't even know. Listen, the school's like 20 minutes from my house. Had no idea it was a Division I football team. I thought it was like Division 2.
No, if that. All right, go ahead, Belle.
That was actually the last one for the evening.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Then we can go ahead and wrap it up. Guys, I hope you had a fun time. I know I did. Weekly, man. We're bringing this to you every week. I've had more fun doing this than anything that we've done in the last 6 months. It's going to be coming your way every single week. We're going to, before next show, we're going to roll it over to the new channel, YouTube channel, which will be called some version of Breaking Balls. Whatever we have to do to get that channel name, that's what's going to be coming out. So I hope you can join us. Going to let Joe have his say. Turn it over to Belle. She's going to talk us up, talk us out. Had a wonderful time, guys. Go ahead, boys.
All right. Had fun, man. Breaking Balls. No experts and no stats, I guess, because you're not allowed to use stats when you're debating the MVP.
It's a dick move,
award.
dude. It is simply a dick move. It's like all of these little sports geeks that sit out there and do these live streams and have 15,000 people watching as they read fucking stats. Joe, I don't want to read stats, Joe. I want to hear your goddamn opinion, not the fucking statistics. If you want that, there are plenty of places you can go for that. That ain't this kind of show. You know I'm right. Go ahead, Joe.
It's the nerds that vote for these awards. It's the nerds that put players in the Hall of Fame. Gotta look. Baseball is stats. So for baseball, I'm looking at stats. That's it.
And that's why you're so wrong about so many things, dude. We're going to have a good time with this one, dude. Don't cry. I know you're going to go and cry. I'm going to get text messages from you when I'm done. Why were you so mean to me, man? I got kids. That's what's coming my way. I'm okay with it. I got my responses ready. Anyway, Belle, please talk us up. Take us out of here because I will just keep going, and you know it.
All right, again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who joined us on tonight's stream, the inaugural stream of Breaking Balls, we cannot thank you guys enough. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys and the comments and questions you send our way. Now, Breaking Balls is going to be back on next week at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. In between now and then, if you guys have any other comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to Scott or myself, Scott@thepodcast.com or Bella@thepodcast.com, and we'll get those answered for you. Again, can't thank you enough, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Cal Raleigh's going to be the AL MVP. I'm not backing down.
He has to win because he's a catcher.
Yeah, I'm not backing down, man. We'll see you guys. Cheers.